Hello, welcome.
Hi.
Let me just look at the camera. All right. Hello, Liza Lang.
Hi.
What's your name?
Aquino. My name's not Valentina Aquino. Sorry to get that confused. My name's Liza.
Liza Lang.
Staff.
Langstaff.
Liza Langstaff.
That's right.
Liza Langstaff.
So I brought her here today to talk a little bit about herself and a little bit about what your experiences are like in GU. Mm-hmm. And one thing I wanted to ask you was, who is one person that you feel like has impacted you in your experience here in GU?
Yeah, for sure. I think the most influential person has been Frank. Frank is a friend of mine from Antigua, Guatemala. We actually met him because a group of us walked into his chocolate shop, and we were honestly just looking around. It was like our first week in Antigua, and we all walked in, and I noticed that he was drawing something. And I walked up to him and was like, "What are you drawing? Like, what is this? What is this art that you're making?" And his eyes lit up, and he looked up from his work and was like, "Well, I'm creating this," and started telling me everything about it. And immediately I started showing him my work, and just I wasn't fully what I would consider an artist. Art has always been a part of my life, but I was never like, oh, I'm an artist and I created this. Mm-hmm. But I was just showing him something I was interested in. And Frank has just ever since just influenced me to really embrace that title of an artist and take pride in my work, whatever it is, and just allow myself to create freely with no judgment and just believe that what I create is beautiful no matter what, because it is, and everyone creates something beautiful and unique to themselves that can speak to other people as well. That's how Frank has influenced me. But yeah.
Inspirational. Whoa. So next question, has you meeting Frank, no, just kidding. Question number 2. So you met Frank, amazing guy. He's pushed you into this new art world of yours, and pushes you to do new things and really stretch yourself. What else did you learn about Frank? Has he given you new perspectives of life that now you look at life kind of differently?
Yeah. I think for a while I was afraid of vulnerability, and I think that's something that we both have talked about as well. Anything that you share, you're sharing a part of yourself. Whether it's music or art or even just writing, you're sharing something that you feel inside of you. And for a long time, I think society tells us, don't be vulnerable and keep it to yourself and, don't seem weak or don't share too much. Just that is what I've perceived. And Frank has just shown me that vulnerability is so powerful, and that you can take that vulnerability and actually show somebody something completely different and just encourage others to be vulnerable themselves.
Yeah.
And there's power in that, just because you are creating something that's unique to yourself. And I think that goes back to why Frank has inspired me. But him being vulnerable has changed my perspective on just keeping stuff inside and instead sharing with everyone.
Being true to yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Wow. So you've talked about how Frank has kind of pushed you in your boundaries and how you perceive art. So what's something new maybe that you created that he inspired you to create? Yeah.
So Frank his art is a lot of what I think is punny and a lot of, I guess, ironic things. Yeah. But for me, I think I've just found humor in my art, and I think that art, when it's humorous, it means so much to me. I don't know why. So I started creating these little chickens. And they're all the same looking chickens. I think I've only done 3 pieces with them. But I have one chicken it first started with a chicken in Nicaragua. And I had this chicken, he was in a space helmet, and no one could figure out what he was. He just looked a little funny. Frank just inspired me to go even further with that and find other things that you could talk about. So with this chicken, I've created him in a workspace with a suit and tie and a computer, working on that. I've created him flying in the sky without wings, but he's dropping his eggs all over the buildings. Just some weirdness with that. And I think that's probably the strangest thing I've created so far. But I love it, and I think Frank loves it too. So that's cool.
That's awesome. I'm her number 1 fan. I love all her work. But thank you for coming on to here and speaking to me a little bit about vulnerability in art and Franck.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah! Nice. First, that was pretty good. Yeah, I thought that was awesome.